Welcome everybody to Filmora Effects. Today we're going to talk about timeline and track management. Some little tips and tricks to help you make your videos quickly and easily. We're going to talk about timeline snapping, right there. We're going to talk about ripple. I love ripple. And we're going to talk about track management. Yes, you have a track manager if you've never seen it. Let's put a piece of footage down there using Filmora's stock media, and we're going to take this nice picture of the ocean. So a simple little clip, and we'll use this to demonstrate different features. Let's start with ripple. Ripple confuses a lot of people. It defaults to having ripple on. So I'm going to move the playhead over to some random place, and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to go over here to some other random place, and I'm going to cut it again. I'm going to right click on it, left click on it, select it, and we're going to delete it. Okay, did you see what just happened? The clips snapped together like a magnet. See, I'm jumping there. All right, I'm going to use Control Z and back out of that. And now I'm going to turn the auto ripple off. And we're going to cut it. And we're going to come over here somewhere and cut it. I'm going to select and delete. Well, look at that. It didn't ripple because we have it off. So now we can take our clips and move them anywhere we want. Now, if we go over top of the other one, it will replace that portion of the clip. See, we're getting very short now. So let's go ahead and back up again. And for this one, I'm going to take a series of smaller clips to demonstrate timeline snapping. So these are photographs. Okay, so timeline snapping is currently on. Ripple is currently off. So these, when you delete something out of the center of these, they're not going to snap together. But the timeline snapping is on, and you can see it snapping right there. See it? So snap, 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 and snap. All right, now that's pretty handy, isn't it? Let's turn timeline snapping off. Now let's try to snap those two together. Nope. Now we have exactly what happens when you turn auto ripple off and you want to move your clips around. So why is this important? I'm not sure how many videos anyone has made, but there are many times where I need ripple off. If I've got 15 different timelines going here and I want to insert an effect somewhere or whatever I want to do, I will often go up. It'll be on by default. I'll often go up, turn it off, do what I need to do, come back, and turn it back on again for the remainder of my editing. So, timeline snapping, we're going to turn it on now. I'm going to get this playhead out of the way. It does exactly what it sounds like. Snaps. Snaps. So if we want to do them in order, snap, snap, snap. Okay? So that's ripple. That's timeline snapping. We're going to do ripple one more time just so you completely get this. I'm going to split that picture. I'm going to split that picture. Let's just going to split all the pictures. We're going to spread them out a little bit. Okay, it's good enough for this example. So timeline snapping is on. Ripple is on. So if I take a chunk out of the middle of this picture, what do you think is going to happen? Is it going to leave a space, or is it going to close that space? Let's find out. It closed the space because that's what ripple does. Let's turn that ripple off. Now let's take a chunk out of the middle of this piece. What do you think is going to happen when I delete that now? And I don't even have to delete it. I can just left click it and drag it out to the next timeline or wherever I want it. So let's do that. And what do you think this piece and this piece will snap together? They do not. Okay, how do you get them to snap together? What if you made a mistake? Well, you can always back up with Control Z, or you can click in the empty space and hit the delete button. Now, wasn't that interesting? That basically rippled with ripple off. Okay, so here's a big, let me get this out of the way. There's a big space. Delete it. Okay, let's get all that off the screen for a second. Let's talk about some other things. So let's get ripple on, which is on by default when you start your new project. Timeline snapping is also on when you start your new project. So don't forget, guys, go in here and make sure you use these things. Now, when you drag a clip to the timeline, and we're going to scroll up a little bit. We're going to drag another one to timeline number 2. Now, there's no 3 here, so let's grab a third one and drop it and see what happens. So it automatically makes a 3. Now let's grab some audio, something I already downloaded real quick, and we're going to drop it on audio track 1, audio track 2, audio track 3. So as you can see, it just automatically adds the tracks for you. Now, if you right click inside of any of these tracks, you have some options. You can add a video track without dragging. Okay, I've done that many times. That's useful because I don't want to drag something down. I want to chop something up and move it up here. Although it will add it. If you drop something in the blank space, it's going to add it. But sometimes it's useful to load them up. And you can add an audio track the same way. You can adjust the track height. Let's go to big. And the track height does not affect your video in any way, shape, or form. This is simply a representation. Now for me, on my laptop screen, this is huge. I can't see everything at once. I don't like it. But here's a little tip for you probably didn't realize. You can put your mouse right here, and you can shrink, or right here, and you can shrink whatever track you want. So let's say we're working with a whole ton of audio tracks, but we got them down. We're done with them. We don't really need to see them that much. We want to see more of this, and we don't really need to see that track right this second, and we don't need to see that track. So what I would probably do is go over here and put them all to small, honestly, and then I'd grab the one I wanted to work with and drag it up. And then I could always shrink it back down and grab the next one. It just makes it easier for me to see, that's all. What else can you do over here? We can delete all the empty tracks. Notice number 4 is empty. Gone, just like that. I often do end up with empty tracks while I'm fooling around with a video. And this just helps to clean things up. Makes it easier to see. What else can we do? Let's go to the open. Well, you can, before we go there, we can just see this one, lock all tracks. What does that mean? Well, this is the lock button. So if you lock that track, you can make adjustments to things all around it, and this track isn't going to move. Now, I do this with my audio quite often, and I'll show you why. I'll show you exactly why I use it. So let's put a bunch of stuff down here, like so. Let's get rid of these 2, just clean it up so you can see what I'm doing. And let's go ahead and make these normal size. All right, so often I'm chopping up in my video clip. But if this playhead is going across everything and I go to split, I just split everything. It's like, oh my God, I didn't want to split that. Control Z takes it out. How do I stop it? Well, I usually like to get my audio pretty much where I want it. And I'll just lock the tracks. Now what happens when I split? Only the one that's unlocked will split. Same thing, if you got 2 or 3 video tracks up here, just lock them. So you can lock them all, but then you will need to unlock them manually. And that's just so that you don't accidentally go through and unlock everything that you in when you don't want to. We're going to delete the empty tracks again. All right, let's take these 2 out just so we can have a better picture here. All right, and finally, we're going to click on Track Manager. How many tracks do you want to do? Okay, so let's already say we already know kind of how we're going to make our video. So you can just get this started. I'm going to put 5 of these. I'm going to add 2 of these, but I don't want these above track 1. Here's my track 1. I want these below track 1. All right, so below track 1. And I do want my video, so I want my video to go up and my audio to go down. When you click OK, you did it. My video went up, my audio went down. I'm ready to start adding clips. All right, that's it. We're going to delete all the empty tracks. So now you know what Ripple is, and make sure you use it. It's really, really handy. Timeline snapping, I normally have it on. It is a default, but I'll often flip it off for certain situations. That's it. I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you got something out of this. If you make a lot of videos like I do, you need these things. They are super handy. Filmora really understands video editing and ease of use. I won't even mention other products, which are so complicated. Your brain explodes trying to figure out how to do one simple, stupid thing. Not with Filmora. It's all easy. It's right there at your fingertips. And they constantly are adding on, constantly making changes, constantly making it easier and easier and easier. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell for notifications. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave me some comments and click that little bell for notifications.